We have, let's see, we have Instagram in the house. Hey, Instagram. We have Facebook in the house. We have LinkedIn and YouTube. What's up? What's up? Look at me doing better 2 weeks in a row, bringing Instagram to the fam. Hey, guys. Y'all know it's hard today, right? To be here. I'm like, oh my gosh, if you are in our private Facebook group, you saw that the struggle was real. We are redoing our space. Right now, I have the filter on for most of you, but Instagram sees the regular background, and we actually are trying to make it more of a creator space. And so I showed some of the behind the scenes of us struggling to get that done yesterday. And then tomorrow's a holiday. So today was like, we can make it. A little bit of work before having a day off. I really feel like we should have just took Monday off too. Like if you guys are out there watching, you had to go to work today. If you felt like, you should have just been able to have today off, like let me know in the comments because I feel you. I feel you. But it's okay. We live and we learn. I tell you, I feel like I want to take even more holidays off. Every time a year goes by in business, I'm like, I'm gonna take off these days. I'm gonna take more breaks. And soon I'll be working just half the year because I'm like, I need a break. But all right. But I'm happy still to be here with you guys. I literally know that my goal for every Monday is to get to our Monday night live talks. So again, I'm super happy to be here. I'm happy that you're here as well. If you're watching this on whatever platform, tell me hello so I know who's watching. It always makes me super excited. All right, but what are we talking about tonight? Because I know y'all like, Corey, get to it. Get to it. Let me pull it up on the screen. All right. Winning strategies to attract your ideal clients without breaking the bank. Discover budget-friendly tactics to attract and engage your ideal clients for increased sales. Part of our business here, and I guess I'll get into it. Let me introduce myself. Let me not get off script. For those of you who don't know me, hey, I'm Corey Fomba Foster. I am a speaker. I am a soon-to-be author. I'm a certified business coach, trainer, and CEO of iRock Marketable Business Solutions. We are based here in Virginia, USA, and we help small business owners just like yourselves monetize your passions, what you love, what you get up in the morning to do, how you want to serve people. We help you monetize that thing. We help you get clarity on what you want to offer and put together a sales suite. We also help you find and engage with your target audience, which is what we're going to be talking about tonight. And then we help you confidently implement your marketing and sales strategies consistently to live life on your own terms. If you've heard me say it once, you'll hear me say it 1,000 times. I don't think it's a coach's job to define what success is for you. I don't think it's anybody's job to define what success is to you. I think it's just so important that you decide what you think is success, what your goals are, and the job of a coach is to help you get to that next level in that journey. For iRock Marketable Business Solutions, we do that through two different sides of our company. We have our Done With You side, which is our coaching service suite. And then we have our Done For You marketing side, which is where all of our marketing products are. And so feel free to have a glance if you're watching and you can see the slides. Feel free to take a look there. You can always go to iRockMarketableBusinessSolutions.com and check out all of our amazing services and promotions. And I will share because it's now July, y'all. It's crazy. We are more than halfway through this year. But at the end of this presentation, I will share with you the promotions we have for this month so you can check those out. All right, so if you are watching right now, for one, thank you. I love that we have engagement with our Monday Night Lives. I know some of you watch replay, so definitely if you're watching the replays, go ahead and hit #replay. I was actually talking to my assistant today because we just started a new segment that I'll talk about in a moment. And she was like, why is it so late at night? And I said, it's not that it's late at night. We have people all over the country. Most of our clients are in the continental U.S. However, we're on the East Coast. So when it's like 6 o'clock our time, some of you are still at work or just getting off of work. So I know that quite a few of you actually watch the replays. But I'll just be honest, I'm on a Monday, this is as late as I can go because your girl be tired. I be seriously tired. So I appreciate you for watching. I also appreciate all of you who engage with us throughout our free marketing, which is like our social media, our blogs, like our email list, our podcast. If you haven't checked out the podcast, definitely check us out. Leave a review. It's called the iRock Business with Confidence podcast. I found amazing entrepreneurs from all over the world, and I interview them. And not only do we just hear their amazing stories, but they actually give us real time, practical things that we can walk away with to further along our business. Okay, Instagram showing up and showing out. I see you guys. But yeah, it allows you to get practical things that you can implement in your business right now, which is really great. So we've had people talk about podcasting up there, Instagram marketing, styling for your brand, writing a best-selling book. The list goes on and on and on. I really worked hard to curate a group of people for that podcast that could really feed into what you guys are trying to accomplish. So definitely do check that out. And if you're looking at our slides here, you see that we have a few levels to our Rockstar family. If you're watching, you are a Rockstar. We have our regular rock stars. Again, they enjoy our free content. We have our Rockstar Plus who come to our free events, and I'll mention one that's coming up here in a moment. We have our A-list stars who are purchasing our courses, go to our paid events. We have our all stars, which engage with our group coaching and our marketing. And then we have our elite stars, which are our one-on-one clients and our consulting clients. I always forget to say that, but we do have consulting clients as well. So if you're looking at the slides right now, and don't worry, Instagram, I'll talk about it here. We have a new event, and I've kind of been talking about it, but we finally have solidified this event. So every third Friday at 8 p.m., right? So every third Friday in the month at 8 p.m., we're going to have what's called an iRock Q&A networking party. Shout outs, I can't remember who told me, but I had a sticky note on my desk for weeks because somebody was like, I want to do more networking. I've heard it before, but this person was just really adamant, like, I wish there was just more networking in your community. And I was like, all right, can do. So every third Friday, 8 p.m., we're going to have an iRock Q&A networking party. And the way it'll work is I will open it up, let people have some questions. And then if we have enough people, we'll break into different Zoom rooms. If we don't, we'll stay in the main room and you'll get to talk about your business, talk about what you sell, talk about who your target audience is. Because it's not that we're trying to necessarily sell to each other. Oftentimes, someone who knows somebody is your ideal client. And so I want to give us all the opportunity to find individuals to collaborate with or to refer. All right. So that's the idea of it. So if you're wanting to work on your pitch, if you're wanting to find your target audience within our community, if you're looking for people to refer others to you, definitely come to the iRock Q&A networking party. I don't plan on talking the whole time. I'm here for questions if people have them, but the majority of the time, really, I want to be focused on you guys. So if we have loads of people there, like I said, we'll break into smaller groups and change groups so that you can introduce yourself to as many people as we can. This event will be via Zoom, so it will not be like a live like this. You will have to register, but it's completely free. So definitely check it out every third Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Again, I tried to make it as late as I could for you guys. And if you're planning to go to the club afterwards, you still got plenty of time. See, I tried to make sure everybody was straight. But every third Friday, 8 p.m., I've already put it on LinkedIn in the event section, and I've already put it in our private Facebook community in the event section. So you can go ahead and register. If you want the link and you can't find it, just DM me or email me, and I'll be happy to share it with you. But I'm excited about that event. It should be fun. All right, what are we going to talk about today? Today, you're going to learn practical strategies to identify and target your ideal clients effectively. We're going to talk about creating compelling content on a shoestring budget because a lot of you are telling me I ain't got the money for all that, and that's okay. And then we're going to help you implement low-cost marketing tactics to attract and convert your target audience. So I think that is what we're going to do in a nutshell. So let's go ahead and get started. I want to change my view here so I can see you guys better. All right, here we go. So what is the first part of this? As always, because I already told you, we can't market until we do what first? Identify our target audience. We got to know who we're selling to. So as always, I try to not go too deep into this because I've done it so many times, and we're going to continue to talk about it every time we have a marketing topic. But when it comes to identifying your target ideal clients, you need to truly niche down as tight as you can. I still am getting, even people in our private community, when I talk to you guys and you're saying, I don't know who my ideal client is, or I don't know, who my client avatar is, or anybody can buy this product. If you sell to everyone, you truly sell to no one. A lot of you, I think, are afraid that if you niche down too much, you are limiting yourself and limiting your growth. But in all actuality, you have to think, and most of you have virtual businesses or businesses where you can do work with clients all over the country, all over the world. You have to think, how many people need what you have? And if you're getting into the thousands upon thousands, guys, you got plenty of people to sell to. You got plenty of people to market to. Stop thinking about, well, in my one town, I only have 100 potential clients if I niche down this much. Well, if you look at all the towns in the world, you got a lot of clients. And so you really want to set yourself apart in the market by focusing on one specific group of people. Okay, and I've talked about my niche all of several times. I not only work with just small business owners, right? 'Cause that's a big group of people. Even though we're not saying all business owners, we're saying small business owners. But then when you take off small business owners, you say, okay, I work with small business owners typically in their first 5 years of business. I work with small business owners in their first 5 years of business who typically come into business untraditionally, meaning they don't have a business degree. They found themselves trying to monetize some type of passion. It's not like just selling products. These are service-based entrepreneurs that are going to help the world in some type of way. And then in all honesty, most of my clientele are Black women. Cut and dry. Do I work with people who are not Black women? Yes. Do I work with people who are not women? Yes. Do I work with people who sometimes sell some products that are not service-based? Sometimes. But when I go to market, when I go to create anything, I'm always keeping my ideal client, my client avatar that I've created in mind, because that is who my focus is. If somebody else resonates with the content, amazing. But we have to start being smart. We have limited money, right? Because that's, if you're in my community, that's what it's about. So you have limited funds, limited resources, and limited time, or all three. What can we do? We can help ourselves by really deciding who exactly are we going to focus our energy, our time, our money, and our resources on. And that is going to help you niche down. Now, if you're still having issues with your messaging, if you're having issues with understanding your target audience pain points, then we really need to do a little bit of market research for the target audience we have. Things like surveying them, ask them questions. I think it's so important. I actually had a really good conversation with a startup CEO this morning, and they are developing some really cool tech for helping people like me who have limited vision. And it was so cool because he was like, one of the things they realized is they were kind of developing this new idea and this new product was, hey, we need to talk to more people. We need to survey the community that we hope to serve to see what they really want. And so we had a great conversation where he asked me tons of questions because he was like, well, we had an idea about this, but then we didn't know this and we didn't know that. And I was like, yeah, I was like, most people I know who are in our community would have said the same thing. So you guys have to stop being afraid. Just ask questions. I think sometimes, again, we're afraid, right? Fear stops us from doing a lot of things. We're afraid somebody's going to steal our idea. We're afraid that somebody is going to despair, just make us feel bad, and we're not going to want to pursue what what we're trying to do. We're afraid we're going to have to start over, right? Oh, this idea sucked. Survey your people. You probably are on the right track, but when you survey your folks and you ask them questions, they will help you save time and resources by really pointing you into the biggest pain points they have, the commonalities that they share. And that will help you get really clear on your messaging. It'll help you get really clear on what you want to offer, and also figuring out how much you're going to charge or ask as an investment for that product or service. Also, leverage your analytics, especially because some of you have been in business for a bit, whether you've been going full throttle with it or you've been kind of playing around a little bit. Look at your analytics. What are people already engaging in? Some people really are seeing that people love their behind the scenes content, or content with their family, or content where they're sharing personal stories. Look and see what people are engaging with and do more of that. Oftentimes we're always thinking of, oh, what's the next thing I can do? What's the next thing I can do? How about look at what you're already doing and see what's doing well, and then just multiply that. Some of you are doing one live a week, right? And you're saying people are engaging. Why not just do more lives? Why then go and say, well, I'm going to try this, I'm going to try that, I'm going to try this? Because then you're just trying random things with no real plan. I'm not saying you can't add to something, but why not add something that you already are doing? You've already figured one thing out. Just do more of that. So yeah, survey, do polls, look at your analytics. Those are all really great things to do as you decide kind of what kind of content you need to be putting out to engage and attract your clientele. Really focus on what are the needs and the pain points of that particular audience. They may have many. They may have so many. You're like, well, I don't even know which one to focus on. Ask them, if I can only focus on one thing to help you with, what would be that big solve? That's one of the questions I was asked earlier. Like, well, what's the biggest issue we have? And I was like, being able to actually use the technology. There's so many cool technologies already out there for people who are visually impaired, but oftentimes they're pretty hard to learn how to use or to download if you're visually impaired. And so that was cool. He's like, oh, cool. I didn't think about that. I make this product and then nobody can figure out how to use it. That would be an issue. So don't be afraid to think and ask, what's the biggest thing I can tackle? Because once you get that, again, we're not saying you can't make more products and services, guys, but you got to start somewhere. And if we're trying to get this ball rolling, get some funds coming in, let's focus on their biggest hurdle, figure out how we can solve that. Because once we do that, then the rest of the things will kind of fall into place. All right. So what's the next thing we need to do? Once we figure out like who's our audience, we figured out what are their pain points, we figured out what their needs are. We've asked them all the questions. And then also kind of look at your resources and see what you already have available to you, just to make sure you're maximizing on your investments. And actually, I will go back and talk about that before I move to the next thing. Don't think that throwing money at things will solve a problem. Why do I say that? Because some people will just throw money at an ad, throw money at somebody to make their social media, throw money at someone to plan an event for them, throw money at getting featured on a magazine, all these things, but there's really no plan, there's no strategy involved. Really look at how much funds do you have and prioritize what you're going to do with your funds to give you the biggest bang for your buck. If you've ever worked with me, we have that conversation because I always say money is finite. Right? You have what you have, and I'm not going to try to convince you to go out here and find more. Usually by the time somebody sits down and talks to me, they've already looked at their funds. They know what's there. They know what they can and can't do. And I'm not about to pull your arm to try to make you find more funds. I will give you some suggestions on how you could possibly, through your business, make some additional funds to do what you're trying to do, but I'm not going to pull your arm. If you've ever been on one of those calls like Mary Kay Avon, somebody trying to get you to do like that tiered marketing. They're like, well, could you borrow it from a friend? Could you ask your mom? Could you do that? It's just like, no, we're not trying to do that. The money is finite, but what we can do is talk about how can we maximize those resources. And so one thing I'll do when I do my sales calls or my consultations is to say, okay, if I were you, this is what I would recommend. And if this is going to be too much, right? Whether it's going to take too much of your time, whether it's going to take too much of, money and you don't have it, this is the priority of what I would do first. We can start here and then we can just keep working. You need to do that for yourselves as well and say, okay, based on my time, based on my cash flow, based on my skill set, this is where I'm going to start. And then these are the things I'm going to do as I get more time, or as I get more money, or as I get more resources in whatever manner that is. So just kind of keep that in mind because we can't do everything. So next, we're going to create compelling content on a shoestring budget. We live in an amazing time in the world where we have a lot of free or low cost things available to us. Some things are going to be more time consuming than others. But as a small business owner with limited funds, we have to realize either we're going to have time or we're going to have the money. And if we don't have the money, we're going to have to invest some time. And we can be smart about that. I'm not telling you have to, devote 40 hours. I wish it'd be nice. But if you can't, that is okay. You can devote. I actually have given out several 10-hour-a-week plans to people and say, okay, can you give me 10 hours? That's 2 hours a day, Monday through Friday. You get your weekends off. Or I had clients be like, I work so much during the week, I'll do 5 hours on Saturday, 5 hours on Sunday. 10 hours a week will still give you a lot of progress if you are clear on what you're going to do in that time frame. And so I don't ever want to hear, don't have enough time. You can get up an hour earlier. You can stay out an hour later. You can work while you're eating lunch. You can work while you're eating breakfast. You can watch one less TV show. All the things, like where there is a will, there is a way. And so 10 hours a week is my minimum. But after that, you're just kind of hobbying it. This may not be your time. You need to kind of relook at some things, audit your time, and find those 10 hours. But like I said, I do like 40. But either way, once you have time, you see what you have, it's time to start creating content to connect and attract your audience. So, what do we have available already? Well, you have your social media already available. That's free. You can, for free, get a Facebook, an Instagram, a Twitter, a LinkedIn, a Pinterest, a TikTok, a Clubhouse, and the list goes on and on. Just today, I saw some new platform that's out that's supposed to replace Twitter. I haven't even looked at it yet because every day there is something new coming out. But regardless, if there's a place where you can market your business for free, go ahead and add that to your list of places where you're going to post this content you're making. Now, even to backtrack from that, how are you making content? There's loads of ways. When I first started doing content, I actually used to make it on Publisher. And I always joke, if I had to do it again, I don't even know if I would know how, but it could be done. You can also, Canva is everybody's buddy these days. And Canva they have a free version. And I actually, when I started this business, I only had the free version. You can do a lot in the free version. You may not be able to do all the cool little extras, but you can make some pretty good templates and use those and have a really nice Instagram look to your business. It doesn't take a lot of the fancy things that I think people think, or they lie to themselves about and say, well, I can't afford the pro version, so I can't do this. Get yourself free Canva, get yourself a little time on YouTube to research a little bit, and make yourself maybe 4 or 5 templates, maybe one for a quote, one for a picture, one for marketing like a product or service, one for a tip, one for a strategy. So you got 5 templates, and 5 days a week you're posting within those templates. You're just changing the words, changing the pictures, the colors stay the same. Simple. It doesn't have to be time consuming. And I've actually done in our private community some kind of behind the scenes working on things and kind of showing how I actually schedule a month. How do I create, I should say, a month's worth of content at a time. And I usually can do that. A month will take me about an hour or two to make, like all the wording and all the graphics. About 2 hours, I should say, because it takes me about an hour to write and an hour to do graphics. You can do it as well. That's 2 of those 10 hours that we did. So you got Canva. If you're like me and you suck at spelling, get you some Grammarly. It'll proofread your things. There's also other tools. AI is really cool. If you learn how to use any of the AI platforms that can help you write your content, I do encourage you to edit that stuff just because it kind of misses a lot of times that human element, that human connection. But all these things will get you to make that content a little bit faster. I'm just looking at my notes here. Use tools. So you use AI, we use Canva, we use Grammarly, use tools to even schedule your content. I absolutely love later.com. It's later.com. I use it for all of my clients, and it's a great scheduling tool. Canva also has an amazing scheduling tool, and then there's tons of others as well where you can schedule. Some of the website platforms actually have scheduling components to it as well. I feel like GoDaddy has one. I think one of my clients said that she had a GoDaddy website. So look at what resources you already have. See if any of those resources can help you create or schedule your content, and start putting out content consistently. And make sure, we've already figured out who our audience is. Make sure that that content speaks to that audience. That's as simple as that. Write down what that client needs, what they're struggling with, how you can solve it, and then just literally make content to fit that. We don't have to make this extra complicated or hard or cumbersome. They need help losing weight. You write content about losing weight. You do quotes about losing weight and living a healthy lifestyle. Maybe you have recipes on one of those templates. Maybe you have workouts on another template. Maybe you have motivational things. Like, keep it simple. What do they need? How do you solve it? put that content out there. Now, I will say when it comes to content, right now, video is king. Simple as that. If you are not comfortable going live, start with pre-recorded video content. And I suggest quick video content. So 1 minute or less. And you can literally put that same 1 minute content on TikTok as a TikTok video. You can put it on Instagram as a reel. You can put it on Facebook as a post. You can actually put it on LinkedIn as well. Lots of platforms will take video content, and people just don't have a huge attention span. So 1 minute quick videos. Quick videos. You can make, if you leave for work and you get dressed up every day, before you walk out the house or before you get out your car, do a 1 minute video and post it. And you're done every day. That's a video piece, and it does so well with the analytics. You can also add to your stories. That's great video content. And again, that is short. We're not talking about you going out here doing whole webinar recordings. That is not what's doing really great on social media right now. So you got, and then of course, I do recommend if you can go live, because it's right now the order is live, pre-recorded short, pre-recorded long. Then you have moving kind of animated graphics, and then you have flat graphics. Do I think you should have them all? Yes. But if you got to focus on one thing, let's get those videos out. Again, to our target audience, helping them solve their problems. And just make sure it's as nice as it can be. Right now, I am recording. Instagram is getting me on one phone, and everybody else is getting me on a webcam. That's all the technology we're using today. I try my hardest to continuously use the things that I know you guys have access to. Now, if you do watch one of my courses, we actually use a DSLR, but you don't have to have one of those. Most cameras on your phones these days give you a pretty good quality to your video content. And again, you can edit videos in Canva. I do recommend like an Adobe Premiere if you have the funds for it. But it's a great editing software. Now, some of you may be saying, I'm just not great at doing all these things. That's where, again, we go back to looking at our resources and looking at our finances. You may need to outsource. You can start small. You can just outsource video editing. You can just outsource somebody creating your flat images. You can outsource somebody writing your content. You can outsource all of those things, but just look again at your time, your skill set, and your budget, and figure out where you can, do what you need to do. There's no one right answer for anyone. I would love to outsource most of the things I do, but if it's not in the budget and if it doesn't make sense, then you're gonna have to again put some time into your business. I don't think there's any entrepreneur in the world who says that they have a profitable business that they haven't had to put time and effort into. Regardless of what kind of actual work they were doing, they had to put some type of time and effort into it. So yes, you will have to give up some time for yourself to do this. All right, so talked about some tools, and also if you're looking for additional tools, in the private Facebook group, I actually have an affordable resource list there. You can print that out. I haven't made a 2023 version, so it's 2022, but I would say 99% of that is still my feelings on affordable platforms that you can use to do different things. And it is categorized by the type of tool it is. So if you're looking for a CRM system to help manage your clients, I have a list of those. If you're trying to build a website, I have a list of those. If you're trying to schedule your posts, I believe there's a list of those. So definitely grab that if you're thinking like, okay, I want to automate some things, or I want to start being more hands-on with my marketing, but I'm not sure what tools to get. That's a great starter list to kind of get you, familiarized with what coaches and consultants are using to help them market their business to their clients and to work with their clients. All right, so the biggest thing when it comes to content, and we'll move on in a minute, like as soon as I talk about this, is make sure that you are providing value. I think it was last week I talked about the ratio. In all honesty, you should be doing about 90% value and about 10% of sales. Maybe even less than that, maybe 95 value, 5% sales. People don't want to be sold to. It's all day, every day. They're already getting pushed to do something. Give them value, build that know, like, and trust that we've been talking about for the past couple of months in our lives, and really focus on that. And then the business will come. The business will come. And if you're also struggling to kind of have enough content, if you feel like you need more, don't be afraid to collaborate and things like that. So we'll talk more about that now. So implementing some low cost marketing tactics to attract and convert your audience. So we said figure out who your audience is. We've talked about creating some content yourself or outsourcing it and posting it social media. You have email marketing, you have ads, you have your website that you can use SEO for, lots of places that you can be posting about your business, getting featured on a podcast, hosting your own podcast, having your own YouTube channel. The list goes on and on. But how do you actually implement these low cost strategies? Well, one is being consistent on social media. You can definitely do some organic marketing as well. So you have content that kind of sits on your platforms and people can come across it. But again, we're trying to beat the odds. It's a numbers game. I want you to go out and find your people as well. So find them, Facebook groups, LinkedIn profiles, Instagram hashtags. Find people that fit in your community and invite them to look at your stuff. Hey, I have this free thing. Would you like to check it out? I just posted a great article that I think you would benefit from. Want to read it. I would love to know more about what you do. Share that, and then again, invite them to something. I have a free event coming up. Don't be afraid to shoot your shot. Closed mouths do not get fed. Shoot your shot. Go out here, reach out, and through organically talk to people. You do not have to sell them something for them to become part of your community. If you're in our private Facebook group, most of you got there through organic marketing, where we sent you a message and said, hey, we see that you're our target audience. We love what you're doing. We would love to have you join our community and benefit from all the free resources that we offer and also affordable solutions that we can help you with. And you join. Just shooting the shot. And we get up in those DMs. So don't be afraid. It's totally free. Slide in those DMs and just be yourselves. Don't be super salesy. Don't be, trying to be like incognito. I hate those messages that are like cryptic. Just let people know what you do. And if they're not for you, that's fine. But let people know what you do. Let people know how you can help them and invite them to join your group. Email marketing, again, is a numbers game as well. I used to really, I wouldn't say be fearful, but just be really cautious with emails. I was like, I don't want to email too much. But what I found is as long as I'm emailing value, my email list is pretty good. People are not dropping off all the time. I try to be really clear when people join my email list, like, hey, I'm not going to spam you to death. Again, that ratio of 90 to 10% or 95 to 5%. Most of the time you get email from me, it's either going to be for something free, like a free event, free something, or it's going to be value, where I'm saying, hey, did you know this? This can help support you, and you can go about your day. If you choose not to read the whole thing, no love lost. So just keep that in mind. Email marketing, if you're sending out one email a quarter, nobody's looking at it. Nobody's checking for you at all. Same with social media. Some people be like, oh, nobody engaged. I look and it's like, you posted twice last month. Yeah, nobody's checking for you. Post social media, I say at least once a day if you can. And when it comes to your email marketing, at least once a week. And I'm being very generous with these numbers. If you can post more, then do so, but don't water down your content for the sake of posting more. Learn to build up I'm going to call it a gallery or a suite of content. We spent the last year and a half in my company every month coming up with new content. Now I told my assistant, like, we can reuse that. We have new people coming into our community every day. There's no point in us trying to magically come up with new stuff. We only talk, we only do certain things, right? We've niched down. So things will be repeated. Go ahead and put it out. You're not going to see what we had last month, this month, but the topics and the themes are going to be similar because we do what we do. So don't be afraid of like, oh, I said that 2 months ago. Well, new people hopefully have come into your community that still need that information you put out 2 months ago. So just develop a suite of a nice amount of content, and then just keep putting that out. All right. Some other things you can do when it comes to implementing your low cost marketing strategies is do make sure your SEO is optimized on your website. If you Google yourself and you see any loopholes, any bits of content that either are incorrect or haven't been filled out, do that. When you Google yourself, that's exactly what's going to happen when somebody Googles your name or Googles your business name. That's one of the things we do in our audit. We go and look from the client's point of view, a prospective client's point of view. What do they see? When people look at my name or people look at my business, there's pictures of me that come up on Google Image. There are podcast episodes I've been featured in or I've hosted. There are lives. There are my social media platforms. Everything is easy to find, and you want to pop up quite quickly. If you put in your name or you put in your business name and a whole bunch of other people's stuff pops up, that means you need to do something about that. You need to look at your SEO. You need to look at the tags you're using. You need to look at keywords that you're using. And I'm keeping it pretty simple because some of you are just starting and I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. But those are the basic things you can do to really make sure that you are popping up when people are looking for specific things that you do. Don't be afraid to leverage partnerships and collaborations. Some of you have very small audiences, and I think you may think people won't want to collaborate with you, but that's not the case. If you have good content or you have a good solve and you're a good speaker, people will want to do business with you. I always talk about the story of when I started my business, literally people who already had businesses that were successful still hired me because I was good at what I did, even without a website, even without social media, right? They still hired me. So don't let your number of followers, listeners, your email list stop you from reaching out to partner with other individuals or collaborate. And that's one of the reasons why we are doing that event I was talking about, the IROC Q&A networking party, is because maybe you have 100 people that are in your network, and then maybe the next person has 100, the next person has 100. You all get together, you get exposed to 200 more people than you already previously were, and you just build on that and build on that. In our first couple years of business, our email list was really, really small. It wasn't until we sat down and really made an effort to focus on it that I think now, I don't know, it's maybe like 8,000, 9,000 people. I need to actually clean it soon, but somewhere in there. And I'm not big on having huge email lists if they're not actively engaging with you, and your analytics are saying like you only have 5% open rate. So I rather have a small active list than a huge non-active list. So start making sure you're building up that list, partnering with other people, and finding ways to collaborate, finding ways to get referrals. I actually just landed a contract this morning. I was so excited because I didn't think I was going to get it. And then I get an email that says ka-ching when people use my CRM and they pay me. And I was talking to my husband about it. I was like, I got this contract that I really wanted. It's a consulting contract. And I was like, I didn't think that I was going to get it. And I said, oddly enough, the only reason why I got that contract was because when I started my business, in those first 6 months, I had a client. And that client stayed with me for 2 years. And towards the end of us working together, she was hosting events. And she asked me to do a virtual moderation on her event. So I was in the DM, not the DMs, but I was in the chat doing all the things, posting the links, and supporting people throughout her event before, during, and after. Somebody who attended that event saw me and liked what I did, never reached out, right? Fast forward 2-3 years later, me and this person end up with the same coach. And she's like, oh, I remember you. Can you help me with an event I have been coming up? And I said, sure. Did that. That client actually only needed me for about 2 hours. I said, hey, let me go ahead and do your whole event so I can give you the full experience. Did that. One of her speakers at her event was like, oh my God, I need you to help me. Came on as a client. She got hired to consult with another big organization, actually here in my state. And she was like, hey, I was telling them about you. I think I want, they want to be introduced. Did that, had an initial meeting, found out they were looking for more people who look like me to be a part of their community because they help people who not only look like me, but also have disabilities. And I live with a disability. Met with somebody. They liked me. What was it? Last week, I got to meet with the head person in my state and landed the contract today. Now, years ago, did I know that doing those jobs would land me all the way here? Absolutely not. And so don't think because you collaborate with somebody today that means you're going to get an offer tomorrow. Just keep making those connections. I can't tell you how many times I've landed clients because they've seen me work with other clients, or they've been watching me silently for a while and they're like, oh yeah, her, I saw her on this podcast or what have you. Collaborate, network. do great jobs, put out great energy, be of service to others. And oftentimes, by doing that, you are able to get opportunities. Because being an entrepreneur is a long game, it is a marathon, it is not a sprint. You have to start thinking, okay, this is who I want to be seen as. Let me go out here and do these things and put myself out there and be the best person I can be and help as many people as I can, because in turn, people will want to do business with you. I never went out to, and it's crazy because I didn't even know this humongous organization even existed in my state. I had heard about it other places, but never knew how I could even partner with them. And there they go in my lap, and they're already excited about me because they've heard I do great work, right? So I didn't have to go and shoot a DM through LinkedIn. I didn't have to go and send crazy pitches. I had one meeting. They asked me to have a bigger meeting with the heads and send a proposal. I sent that proposal over, and boom, ka-ching, hit the email today. And so for those of you who are like, how do I get a client? What does it take to get a client? It takes you going out here being you. It takes you going out here and showing up consistently. It takes you doing business, just getting out here saying, okay, this is what I do, having your ducks in a row. And then when opportunities come to you, you take advantage of them. That's what it takes. So hopefully today you have really gotten a better understanding of some strategies you can use to not only land clients, but also attract them. Because I'm about getting new clients, but I'm also about retaining the clients I have and offering them even more. And I do all that without breaking the bank, and I know that you guys can too. So before we go today, I do want to let you know of our promotions. I said I would at the beginning. And so we still have our Copy for Consistency offer, which gives you a 5-part email sequence copy. And copy, for those of you who don't know, is the wording you use for your whatever project it is. So we write you 5 custom emails, and everything we do is custom. We talk to you, figure out who your audience is, figure out what you're trying to do, and we write it just for you. We don't have a bank of them sitting around and we just hand you one. You get 90 days of custom social media content copy, meaning we will write what's going to be in your graphic, your captions, your call to actions, and hashtags for you, and you'll get 90 of those. And then you also get a flyer copy, meaning you're going to advertise maybe a product, a service, an event, a promotion, and we're going to write the flyer copy too, so that all this is done. You can choose to outsource somebody creating all of these amazing graphics and things, or putting your emails into your email platform, or you can come and hire us and we can actually create all these things for you and put your email campaign together. But it's up to you. But for just the copy, it's only $197, because again, we're about affordability. And if you go and hire a copywriter, this amount of copy is going to cost you probably a couple $1,000s. Copywriters are not cheap. All right, we also still have the 90 days to clarity brand audit. Definitely, if you haven't already taken advantage of that, do so. Let me see if I can pull it up for you to give you all the deeds on it. There we go. So in the 90 days to clarity brand audit, you get your pre-audit call. You get a actual brand audit. Again, we look at your customer journey. We then give you a post-audit strategy call. We review the audit. You get to keep a paper copy for you and your team. We talk about the recommendations. We talk about how we're going to prioritize fixing that. And then for the next 3 months, we'll have monthly check-ins to make sure that we're following the plan we've set to increase your visibility, attract more clients, and land more clients. And then you're also going to get 90 days of social media copy, and you're going to get that 5-part email sequence copy as well to start growing your email list. So that's what you can get for the 90 days to clarity brand audit. And this will be the last month. It's only a summer sale. So at the end of the summer, it will be gone. Something new for July is our 90-day social media bundle. And if you're wondering why so many of these things take 90 days, because in all honesty, when it comes to marketing and sales, I find that it takes a good 90 days to really see some movement. Your first 30 days are great, but your analytics for those first 30 days really don't show the results of your work until the next 30 days. So if I work really hard in July, for instance, I won't see the rewards of that typically until August. So we realize, with that being said, we need the 1 month to start and build up that consistency. We need the second month to review the analytics and make adjustments, do those adjustments, and then we'll see the better results in that third month. So that's why it's 90 days. So the last offer we have is our 90-day social media bundle. In that bundle, you get every day you'll have a custom branded post. So that's your post every day that I talked about earlier. You also get, I have to look at my little slide here, 15 reels a month. So you give us 15 1-minute videos. We edit them, make them look nice and fancy, make sure they're formatted to go on Instagram and TikTok. We take care of that for you, make them all pretty. And then we also will give you monthly strategy calls with me and my team to help you come up with other ways to make your marketing plan and your sales plan more robust. So we have a limited amount of these we can give out. So if you're interested, definitely book a free call as soon as you can, because we're a small business. When we hit capacity, we hit capacity. So just keep that in mind. But the 90-day social media bundle is available if you so choose to take advantage of that. So those are the specials we have. I do believe we have a masterclass coming, but I haven't got a confirmation on the date yet. But I will put that out. We do have one for August, and I'm getting confirmation on that date. So if you're like, where's the masterclasses? Got you. We are not going to let you down. And don't forget, let me put that slide back up real fast. Let me grab it. Please make sure that you there it goes, that you sign up for the IROC Q&A networking party. Remember, it is every third Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And again, it's not for me, it's for you guys. I want you to talk about your businesses, tell everybody what you do, who you serve, your products, your service suite, any promotions you have. This is the time to market yourself. And if you want feedback on how you talk about your business, let me know, because I will happily give you feedback. And I'm sure everyone in the group will be happy to. This is a safe space. And so if you're like, hey, I've been having issues just kind of putting myself out there and talking about my business, come to the event. Talk about your business and then say, hey, how did I do? What should I have said? What questions did you have based on what I said? How can I make this better? Because we're here to help. I really want this community to understand that we made it for you guys. We didn't just make it for me and my company. We made it for you guys so that we all can grow. I'm very about not being in a competitive mindset. I want us all to succeed and have amazing lives and have success and generational wealth and all the things. So definitely, it's on Zoom only. I always try to mention that because you got to register, but it is completely free. I'm not selling you a thing. It's for you guys. Heck, y'all will probably be selling stuff. It's completely free. So definitely check it out. But guys, with that being said, that is it for tonight. I hope to connect with even more of you. Thank you if you're watching. Hey, Instagram. Instagram is like, I'm here. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. If you're watching the replay, definitely put in the comments, #replay. And I hope to talk to you all next Monday. Remember, I rock, you rock, we all rock, and I'll see you next time.